And so begins the NBA playoffs. Bucks versus Bulls. Let's go.
Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, about now, about now, about now.
What is poppin', y'all? It is your man, Club Boy Bills. Welcome to another episode of Wisco Sports. This has been a fun NBA season. However, it gets interesting in the playoffs because, let's be real, they don't really care about what happens in the regular season, and then playoffs come along and it's so what different, you know? But we are already to that point. Play-in games are this week, and we have determined where we are with the Bucks. The Bucks are the 3 seed. Yet again, but I'm fine with that because I like being looked at as underdogs. Being the 1st seed honestly showed that we were the best team and we had all the pressure against us to do it. Now that we won the title, it didn't really seem that much for the Bucks going into the regular season. Let's be honest. Lots of injuries, lots of COVID. They were just playing basketball. And then when it really started to matter, they were actually winning the games that mattered. We were seeing some really good games. Last couple of games, big ones by the Bucks, they were winning. But yeah, it's a good thing. I'm happy to see them really play dominant and do the best that they really can. But definitely it's interesting. They didn't, but I'm fine with it. I wanted to be the 3 seed because, I didn't want to face Brooklyn in the first round. No one thought Brooklyn was going to have all these troubles going in all season, but as we all know, regular season don't matter. It only matters in the playoffs. So, anyways, Bucks win the Central for the 4th year in a row, which is just crazy to think about it. All the years that Budenholzer has been our head coach, he has won it for us. However, this was the first time where we actually had some sort of competition. The Chicago Bulls, they came into this offseason as they probably made the best moves in the offseason. So like last year, they traded for Nikola Vucevic, and then this year, they signed Lonzo Ball, DeMar DeRozan, and Alex Caruso. They get these big-time players. They have a really good team. I think that's a lot of people can really understand that, and everyone knew that. Going in, this was going to be a team that was very underlooked. Billy Donovan, the head coach, a lot of people overlooked them. And then Chicago started really playing well. They actually had the 1st seed for a really long time. Like, throughout all the way through February, they were looking like the team that actually could be beaten. They were looking pretty dangerous. And then recently they started struggling. They've really struggled. And they don't look like the same team as they are anymore. Injuries kind of compiled with them, and they had it going for them. They just really could not get things done. And I think a lot of it had to do with Lonzo Ball injuring himself and being out for the season. I think that was a big thing. Also, Alex Caruso, who was probably the team's best defender, was out for a big majority. He's back now, but he hasn't been the same. But honestly, this team has been really fueled by DeMar DeRozan. He was actually considerably an MVP frontrunner for actually a little bit of the season, but now that the Bulls kind of went away, those went away. But I'm happy, Bucks and Bulls. We met with them in the playoffs in 2000 and the 2015 playoffs, I believe. I think that was that year. That was the last year the Bucks had like the red uniforms, and I think that was Giannis's 2nd year in the league. So It's been a long time. But it's been a long time since the Bulls have been in the playoffs. Ever since then, the Bulls just have not been the same. Ever since trading for Jimmy Butler, it's like they really took time to rebuild, but this is the best Bulls that they've actually had in a while, so that's great for them. So Central Division rivals are meeting in the first round of the playoffs, Bucks and Bulls. It's going to be interesting. Milwaukee swept the regular season series between the two teams, so this could be a quick one. A lot of people are really on this and saying the Bulls don't have a chance because they have not been playing good at all. There's also some recent beef. In the first game of the season, Grayson Allen had a flagrant foul on Alex Caruso in the first game of the season. That caused him to be ejected from the game and also suspended for a game. But ever since then, everyone has really been booing Grayson Allen. But we all know his controversial past, so there really isn't anything I can say about it. Bucks winning 4-0. Overall record of the Bucks, 51-31. Bulls, 46-36. Obviously, Giannis is the best scorer on the Bucks, and DeRozan is the best scorer on the Bulls. The Bucks are going to obviously be looking to defend their title, as they made a very strong case of themselves throughout the season. They've remained one of the top contenders in the Eastern Conference all campaign because Giannis Antetokounmpo leads the team in the right direction every year. And he seems to just keep getting better and better and better and better and better. It's pretty crazy. And he is a real top 3 contender for the MVP war. Now, I think it's going to go to Embiid, but Giannis obviously should be up there again. I mean, he had an unbelievable season. He was complimented by Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday, and Bobby Portis for most of the season, as they were the team's the next 3 leading scorers. Most of this championship team, I think, from last year is there. Some veterans from last year also returned. And I think the Bucks look like they have a chance to repeat. Now, Chicago, on the other hand, this is the first time they've been in the postseason since 2016 and 17 season. DeMar DeRozan, who went huge, especially in the second half of the campaign, he finished as a top 10 scorer in the league and will look to make a playoff run besides Zach LaVine and Nikola Vucevic. No Lonzo Ball. We do not know when he will be back. I think they said they're shut down for the rest of the season, but there is a possibility that he could come back. But everyone thought James Harden was done and he came back. So you know what? I'm not gonna sit there and say it, but they haven't really been the same team as of recently. Obviously, the thing is, the last time these teams meet, more Bulls fans were present than Bucks fans. So I don't even know how it's going to go. Is it going to be different? Is there going to be more Bulls fans at the Bucks games? I mean, that would not be fun, but that's how it is. That's how it is with Brewers games. There's more Cubs fans than Brewer games at Brewer games. I mean, I know how it works. But the way Chicago has been playing, I think a lot of the fans are going to be booing them. That sucks for them. But obviously, the resurgent Bulls, who are playoff bound for the first time since 2017, have turned doer. Lonzo Ball and Patrick Williams, the guy they drafted last year, Patrick Williams, plus Zach LaVine and Alex Caruso at times, they had some injuries and they weren't really healthy. As recently as February 24th, the Bulls are 39-21 and perched atop the Eastern Conference. Since then, a 7-15 elevator shaft that left them 6th. The Falls exposed flaws that were there from the start as far as size, 28th in rebounding, and their bench is just ugh. Now the Bucks, on the other hand, they really weren't caring about their season until later. They just nosedived and they just let loose and they just try to enjoy themselves this season. And their schedule just really seemed to be managing the postseason and seeing if they could really compete against teams, and we saw that they could do that. Also, Brook Lopez was out for a huge majority of this season. He sat out 69 of the 82 games after opening night, and Giannis, of course, he is just doing unbelievable. Milwaukee went 15-6 after All-Star Weekend and also swept Chicago, as I said multiple times. And the Bulls have a 2-21 record against the league's top 4 seeds in both conferences. it's hard to find any reasons why that might change. Some of the things that we need to watch in this series are Jrue Holiday's defense. Jrue Holiday is the second best player on the Milwaukee Bucks, not Middleton. Holiday has been the difference maker of the Bucks, and he has just been excellent. The Bucks' defense over the last 2 months this season wasn't below their usual standards. It was below most of everyone's. After the All-Star break, they ranked 20th in defensive rating, 18th in opponent's field goal percentage, and 28th in Foles' free-point percentage. Having Brook Lopez back should also help, and Antetokounmpo might be one of the league's best help defenders. But Milwaukee's defense relies first and foremost on guard Jrue Holiday. Dude can do whatever he thinks, and I don't think there's anyone on the Chicago's roster he cannot defend. He can do whatever. For the Bulls, they need to really focus on DeMar DeRozan's offense. The veteran swingman was hearing top 5 MPT chatter until the Bulls swoon. His team goes nowhere if he's not feeding them, but DeRozan upped his scoring from 27.9 points per game to 31.3 in the 4 meetings with Milwaukee. He has a lot to work harder, but his accuracy dropped from 50 to 47, and his shot attempts rising from 20 to 24. So that's something. Extracurriculars, and there's a lot of juice in this series. There's a lot of juice overall. And that's why I think this is going to be very interesting. I mean, the Grayson Allen thing, of course, did the thing and that was the flagrant 2, but I don't know. I really don't know. But there's so much differences. The Bulls have just not been playing good defense, especially Nikola Vucevic. He's just been awful. They have some guys that can really maybe do things off the bench. Patrick Williams, he's finally back from injury. Maybe he could do something. Kobe White just hasn't done much. Ayo Dosunmu, also a guy that can do something, but he hasn't done much. I'm just, I just don't really have faith in the Bulls. I really have more faith in the Bucks in this matchup, and I feel like, I don't want the Bucks to go over themselves and say, oh, this is going to be easy, like we're lucky we don't have to face like Brooklyn or Atlanta or something, or Toronto in the first round. Like, we're facing a team that's struggling, I hope they don't look past that and but I think the Bucks should win this series. I have high faith in them. I'm not saying it's going to be a sweep. I know there's some people that are out there saying the Bulls are just not even going to win a game. You're going to get some good performances out of DeRozan. Absolutely. So, with that being said, I think this one might actually be a little more competitive, and I feel like the Bulls can knock some games out. I feel like they will. But if this team continuously looks like how they did, I don't know how it's going to be. So, my series prediction, I say, is going to be Bucks in 6. I mean, I'm just saying, because I don't want to sit there and say, oh, Bucks in 5 or 4, because it's like, that's how it is, but, I never know what to say. It's just, that's how it is, So anyways, if you like what you see, subscribe below, comment with your thoughts, and as always, go Bucks. We'll see you next time.